Sagittarius, welcome back to Steampunk Psyche. If you are brand new to the channel, I am JT. If you are a returning subscriber, I want to say thank you so much for sticking it out with this community. We're going to do a general reading today, but before we do, I have your 3 poems from Haiku Corner. Okay, Sagittarius, welcome back. Keep in mind, this is just a general reading, so if the energy fits, take it. If it doesn't fit, don't hate the reader. I'll give you the down low, and we will get started in on your reading, okay? Now, this camera's going to want to bounce in and out. It will steady up as soon as I'm done shuffling. It's a good camera. It just doesn't like motion that well. So if you want to fast forward, I understand. Sagittarius, we're going to take a look at your present energy. We're going to take a look at your crossing challenge. We'll look at the foundation. We'll look at the recent past. We're going to look at the possibilities, the near future. We'll look at your stance. We'll take a look at the environment around you. We'll look at hopes, fears, wishes, or worries. And then we'll end with the outcome and direction for Sagittarius, okay? I'll clarify along the way with the cards. They are just energies. All right, Sagittarius, let's take a look at your present energy. The present energy for Sagittarius, the 4 of Wands. The crossing challenge. Page of Pentacles. This is the foundation. The Ace of Cups. The recent past. The Page of Swords. I will show you these cards up close. The possibilities. The 7 of Cups. And the near future, the King of Pentacles. This is Sagittarius stance, the Knight of Wands. This is the environment around you, the Death. Hopes, fears, wishes, and worries, the 2 of Cups. And then the outcome and direction, the 3 of Cups. Okay, Sagittarius. Definitely relationship involved here. Take what fits, you guys, you gals, beautiful peoples. But our present energy, the 4 of Wands. We could be talking about a marriage ceremony. We could be talking about something in the works. Are we going to get married? A union, a coming together. We could be talking about a soul contract of some kind, a heavy karmic, or not a heavy karmic, but a heavy soul contract, past karmic patterning. But as I'm looking forward, yeah, I'm seeing union. We do have the 4 of Wands, and then we have 2 of Cups in the hopes, fears, wishes, and worries. So that kind of leads me to believe that there is maybe a back and forth situation. Could be leaning towards a twin flame energy here a little bit. I'm not sure, but take what fits. Okay, we're gonna have to let the story unfold. But yeah, the Four of Wands is indicative of a coming together, a union, celebration. It doesn't have to be necessarily just relationship, but the reason I say is because we have the. I can turn this camera down here for you. Your crossing challenge is the Page of Pentacles. Okay, so in this Four of Wands energy, there could be, we could be talking about contract of some kind. So that's why I kind of lean towards a marriage or at least a coming together, a union. And in my term, marriage is just coming together. So, but we could be talking about the physical marriage in this situation, but I'm not sure yet. But the Page of Pentacles offering. So somebody is in this crossing challenge, perhaps offering you a steadiness, perhaps offering some kind of a stability of some type. The reason I say your foundation card is the Ace of Cups. So we are definitely talking about love. We're talking about emotions, heavy emotions, the sharing of emotions, the sharing, this divine offering, okay, of love. Now, in your recent past, you had this Page of Swords energy. This could be very well talking about your recent past where there may have been a situation where it was off and on, or this person was, had proposed to you in the recent past, okay? It's looking back towards the Ace of Cups. So this could have been something in the past that, this person made an offering. Hey, what do you think about getting married? This could be a situation where this has been occurring over and over again. And in your mind, with this Page of Pentacles being your crossing challenge, this could have been taking, a while. We're talking about maybe a power dynamic here. And perhaps this person realizes that, I could build a future with you. I could see something in you that leads me to believe that I could do this forever, right? So this was maybe an offering in the past, okay? Now, I said that to say I kind of feel like there may be a little bit of a struggle on your end of acceptance. I'm not sure, but the possibilities is literally all the possibilities. This could be you that says, "Hey, I don't know if I'm ready." Not necessarily cold feet, but it's like I'm not done. I have a whole lot of cups here. Perhaps you've only been in one relationship. Now, take what resonates with you guys, but this is just an example. Perhaps I've only been in one relationship. I've only been with one partner. I've only been, only had a few relationships, and I don't know that I'm ready to do that. Within these cups, there's all kinds of things. There's temptation, number one. The fact that I would like to gain more experience. I'd like to, experience more than one partner sexually speaking. I would like to have, invest in myself with work or, find out what it is I want to do. In these Seven of Cups, I kind of feel like that is kind of the options that you have that may be in your mind, your crossing challenge being that Page of Pentacles. So there is lots of offerings. There's lots of choices. Okay. Now, the near future shows a King of Pentacles in your energy. So there is a definite, I feel like that this person could take care of you financially. The King of Pentacles is financially capable. Okay. They have an establishment of some kind. This person could own their own business, or wanting to involve you in this business, whatever that means for you, Sagittarius. But I feel like there is definitely, in this near future, there is a grounded partnership. There is a financial means that you're going to be taken care of in that manner, okay? So yeah, that's the near future. Now, your stance is romance. And I feel like also, now the Knight of Wands represents kind of this quick energy. Especially the romancer, okay? This person that is in your path, in your timeline, whatever. Very smooth, very suave, very handsome. I do get the sense that we are talking about a masculine energy here that has, come towards a feminine in some way. This doesn't have to be the case. It could be, it could be the other roles reversed. In other words, they're just energy, not necessarily gender specific. So, but I do feel like in your stance, you just kind of like the romance right now. It's like that's the best stage, right? The honeymoon stage. So, and I mean, no disrespect. I mean, I really, who the hell would not enjoy that, for as a lifetime? I wish, in fact, open relationships, I feel like really need to be stressed more than marriage contracts. That's just my opinion. But what I'm saying is because in that mindset, I feel like in that mindset, there's freedom in that. And I don't mean freedom that, a person would take advantage of a situation and say that, I'm running around with other people or whatever it is. But it kind of relieves the sense of ownership, that I think a lot of relationships take on. And I feel like maybe this is the kind of energy that I'm picking up on. I enjoy the romance of this, and you're trying to push marriage on me. And and it's kind of like, I feel as though, the reason I'm saying is because it's followed, the card that's following this romantic idea type card is the death card. Okay. And it's like, if I don't choose this marriage or this relationship that could provide everything, it's going to be over with. There's going to be an ending to it, and so this shows up in the environment around you, the death card. Now, the death card's not, we're not talking about a physical death, but we are talking about somebody needing a balancing out. Okay. Either if this is you, that you're needing that person to propose, and maybe perhaps the person you're with is more in the open status and you're more, say, in the monogamous type of relationship. It doesn't have to apply. But I feel like you're needing that balance. The death card does bring a neutrality. Okay. So it's the ending of not necessarily cycles, but the ending of ideas towards things. Okay. That's going to bring a neutrality. That's going to bring some kind of a leveling out. This could be the communication, you did have in that page of swords. So that could have been some of the things you talked about, if we get into this relationship, perhaps the person you're seeing is polyamorous, for instance. Yeah. And, it's like, look, the only way I could be married, or the only way I would join you in this contractual agreement, whatever that is if you become monogamous, or vice versa, or if you become polyamorous. That's the only way I would do this. So kind of feel like there may be that type of situation. Doesn't have to apply, but it just could be really speaking to in the heart of the matter. I feel like there is just there's a question as to whether or not, if somebody wants to get married, then there is some kind of an agreement upon that needs to be discussed or needs to be talked about. Okay. So in the hopes, fears, wishes, and worries, I feel like there is this union at stake here. It's whether or not these two are exchanging cups, meaning I agree. This is an agreement card. Okay. So I really feel like that's the definition of what this particular reading is about. Now, the reason I say that is because it graduated from the Two of Cups to your outcome and direction as the Three of Cups. So whatever this is, Sagittarius, whether this relationship is definitely heading towards marriage or heading towards, at least an agreement of some kind, these are both the agreeance cards, 2 and 3. If it's the Two of Cups, it is a union that's definitely in the possibility coming, or in the hopes, fears, wishes, and worries, So your hopes and your wishes of the Two of Cups coming, you hope for this, and here's the outcome, the Three Cups. So it is definitely taking place. Three of Cups could be, like I said, normally it could be referred to as third-party situation or external influences, but in this particular case, I'm really seeing this being the outcome. So reciprocated. This is an agreement. All three sisters, all three brothers. This doesn't have to represent gender, but they're raising their cup in toast in honor of the reciprocated idea, whatever is taking place there. And you'll have to fill in the blank, with that for you. But Sagittarius, I feel like there's definitely a union, definitely something that you're about to agree upon. Now, if I had to ask the question, this is more confirmation, I feel like, for somebody. It would be like, how do you feel about, like, let's say, if the situation was, Look, we've been dating for a while. We had a beautiful romance. This is going so well. If we move forward into this contract, this marriage, this agreement, this partnership, if we move to the next level, whatever it is it going to remain that way? I mean, what's going to change? Well, I could ask that question to the universe, but you know damn well what the answer is. Everything changes. It always does. So it's more like the question shouldn't be is anything going to change? It should be more like, how am I going to approach the views on change? How am I going to see myself down the road when things do change? Because they always change, and the part of relationships is growing with that change, right? So what I want to do is just give the universe the expression here and say, what can Sagittarius know about this situation, um, so that um, how they can view change, and whatever that represents for them. What kind of card could tell them about change? Okay, we have the Justice card. We could be talking about Libra. We could be that energy there. But justice, okay? So balance scales. Not only is it truth and light, but it's balanced, okay? And that would be if the universe was saying to you, Sagittarius, hey, in order to accept whatever view you have upon this new agreement, whatever it is, there has to be truth, communication with the swords, right? And there has to be a reciprocated balance between those two. I can't take the view that my opinion is better than the person that I'm with, you know. It's communication about those things so that there is a balance. Reciprocated means a balance between all who is involved, right? Sagittarius, I believe the universe has spoken. I hope this was confirmation. I hope you got something from it. This was really cool. A very mature reading. There's nothing wrong with this reading, and there's nothing wrong with your views. Um, it's just about, you know, my throat is starting to dry a little bit, so it's definitely talking about the throat chakra. So speak, talk, communicate. That's what this is all about. This beautiful journey, communicating your boundaries, communicating your love, your respect towards the other person, and allowing that person to speak their opinions and their views. Um, and if something challenges you or bothers you, to speak up and discuss it. Sagittarius, I appreciate you. I love you. If you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up, would you? If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you hit that subscription button. And don't forget to turn on your notifications, okay? Anyway, I love you. I respect you. I appreciate you being here. So hopefully I get to see you on the next one. And good luck. All right. Bye-bye.